Hello world, J-Bob the Video Game Slob coming back at you for another adventure. I know every other YouTuber shows their face. I do it driving style. You can see what it looks like where I'm from. But there you go. I am headed out to a small town community garage sale on a Saturday, again on a holiday weekend. So I did not take Friday off work because I just figured it was not going to be worth it. These holiday weekends don't tend to have that many garage sales, as people really would rather enjoy the weather and their family and travel and all those kind of things. But with that being said, there's a small one 20 minutes away, so it's not that big of a risk. From the last video that I bought $9 worth of crap from, I already sold $7 worth of crap, so I didn't do too bad there. And so, you know, looking for something a little better, because that was a Friday pickup, and so, or that was a Thursday pickup, so let's see if we can salvage the weekend here on Saturday by finding some cool stuff. Terrible job of recording this video went. So I really didn't get any footage of the garage sales, mainly because there just wasn't that much video game stuff, and so if there was, I just bought it all. So there really wasn't much to like scan over to show you that I didn't buy or that kind of thing. Here's some stuff I did buy. Unfortunately, this is going to the video game store guy here, but I do have more stuff at home, so hopefully there'll be a part 2 to this video with the rest of the stuff that I purchased. But I picked up some comics. I paid $13 in total. There's another one at home, but How to Draw Robotex. I don't know, these stupid number ones. I don't know if they're anything. These were the really cheap ones. New Mutants number 1. I know obviously New Mutants 98 is a good one, but I don't think number 1's anything. 25-cent Ghostly Tales. Just kind of had a cool cover with the church cross thing in the background. Again, just a Spider-Man number 1. A 50-cent Superboy. I know Superboy tends not to be worth much, but it was kind of interesting. 25-cent, but just a lot of damaged. Korak. Miss Marvel's hot right now, so I took a chance on a 30-cent Miss Marvel maybe having some value. 35-cent Thor for $2, I guess that's what that was. And this one just had awesome art. So Where Monsters Dwell, 25 cents, so an older book and just really cool. And again, a Green Lantern 40 center for just $1.25. Cool look. And another How to Draw Robotex. So just some interesting stuff I took a chance on. I have no idea if any of that's valuable. We'll find out. Hopefully I'll update you in the notes. Ghostbusters was 50 cents. He's always asking me to pick up things like that. A $1 Mario Strikers. So that was that. This box didn't have the actual game in it, so that's just a box that I picked up for him. And I knew that when I purchased it. $1 Crazy Taxi. So hopefully that has a couple dollars in value. I paid $2 for a bunch of cords. And so there's the Game Boy Advance SP cord. He always needs those. Here was one of the loose discs, a Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. I think that's worth a couple bucks. And a double, I had M&M's Mini Madness, which is probably junk, and I don't even know how they got in this bag, because I know he's not going to want it. So there you go. There's a partial view of some of the loot, and we'll get back to you. Seems like you can't go into the game store without coming out with something, so this came in for him, didn't hit the shelves yet. Paid $10 for Battle Cars. It looks like a fairly uncommon game. We had a hard time finding comps on eBay, so that's a good thing, I guess. We'll pop it in the deck and see if it's worth playing. Hello YouTube, here I am, J-Bob the Video Game Slob, back at you with stuff that is at the house that I ended up picking up from that garage sale. So I spent about $108. I cashed in for $28 at the game store, so I'm in $80 for everything that you're going to see here. These little Pixel Pals are cool. I didn't have this one. You can see the little thing there. I think I've maybe focused a couple of these in the past. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as I'm looking up there right now, but this is the first one I got that's loose or found at a garage sale. It was marked 50 cents, so I picked him up. So that's that guy. Picked up a Wii lot that included this rock candy controller. I have no way or recourse of ever selling any of those, but I do like the colors, so that'll go in the collection. Speaking of the Wii lot, I'm not going to take it out, but I picked up a Wii and a Wii U, and I just have them all corded up and bagged up and tested already. So there you go. Imagine those in your head. So essentially $50 and $20 for those. So that was $70 worth of stuff right there. And so there you go. I'm still hoarding Wiis at this point, although the game store said he's down to 3. And so he may give me a call here soon. And so if I can start making some money off them, I'll do that. But right now, I pay $20 for them, and I just hoard them all up. This kid had a lot of cool stuff. He had several of the Minecraft books. There's one of them. Games in the Wii and Wii U lot. Raving Rabbids Travel in Time. I did not have that one, so that went into the collection. This answers a question I had wondered about for a long time, is if there's damage to the top of a Wii U game, does it still play? And so obviously for $50 I was still going to pick up the Wii U lot. I really didn't care about this at all, but it turns out it plays perfectly. So if you see damage to a top of a Wii U game, don't worry about it. They still play perfectly, I found out. So the only problem is I don't know how I'm going to sell that or get rid of it. I already have a copy in the box, so that's kind of DOA. Car charger for a Game Boy Advanced SP, so I ended up keeping that. And I also have a pile of stuff I'm taking to GameStop that hopefully I'll just take to GameStop here tomorrow and just give you the update on, or do a video with you at that. Doubles that I have that are worth no money, especially loose. Rayman Raving Rabbids 2, Rabbids Land, and Sonic Racing Transformed. So I don't know, we'll have to figure out some vehicle to process and get rid of all that stuff. This thing was $1. This is the new, what's the name of this? Just Fun or something like that? Basic Fun. These are not Basic Fun. Avoid these things like the plague. Yeah, these things are terrible. So I wrote a terrible review for this already. So yeah, avoid that. I'm not even going to turn it on. Ended up with 4 Wiimotes between the two things. Again, 2 of them are pretty janky. I don't know anybody that's buying or getting any money out of Wiimotes, so there you go. A third-party Game Boy Advance SP cord. I sold the official one, but I'm sure I have more Game Boy Advance SPs than I have cords, so there we go. Some stuff that I kept for the collection. I really would have told you that I had this Sega Rally Revo, but I didn't, so picked that up. Here's the shell of a box for Daxter. I already have the game in its regular sized box, so I'll just go ahead and slip this in there as a nice little additional collectible. This came with the cords that I got for $2 that I already sold the cord off for, so that was just kind of a freebie. This was technically $1 in that deal, so I guess I really did pay $1 for this. There's no way around that. Look at those M&M wieners. So there you go. I did pay $1 for that. Didn't have it. It's in nice shape. This came in a lot with some vintage cameras. I got a Polaroid for $2 and 2 vintage Kodak cameras and this comic for $1. This is put out by Tandy, the people that made computers, so that's kind of cool. That's that. This kid obviously liked Ratchet and Clank. Here's the novel based on the movie. I don't surprised kids would enjoy that, but they made it. And a Five Nights at Freddy's book there that they did. It's just all text too. This is brutal. You know, you can see they're based on the best-selling horror video game series. I can't believe a kid owned that. 2 more of these Minecraft books. You kind of see these everywhere, but I just didn't have them, so pretty cool to me. I'll take anything I don't have. Let's see. The Wii U lot also came with 14 of these little discs, and so these will be an eBay lot. Hopefully that'll get me some of the money back on my Wii U. Right there. Some of the games. These are worth nothing in trade-in, and the local video game store has so much Wii U stuff and it doesn't move. I posted it online and haven't seen any traction. Wii U stuff is just a hard move right now, even if it's Splatoon and Minecraft, so that's kind of sad, but that's the state of it, and I just don't want to rush into a sale for no reason, so there we go. I spent $8 on Blu-rays, the Angry Birds movie, and Warcraft for the collection, because I didn't have those. ones I'll try to sell: Cars on Blu-ray, The Muppets, Muppets Treasure Island. Mulan 1 and 2 is actually already up on eBay, so hopefully that sells. Spider-Man, and then again, Christmas movie Kick. And I don't think I've seen this one, so this will actually be a good one to watch. So that will be something I got to sell and figure out some of those things, and a couple of them will go into the video game-based movie collection. I spent $25 on this Pokemon book I already had, so I'm working on getting a nice pile going. That's that. Some more of the games. Just Dance 2015-2016. Let's see, what else did we end up with? The Lego Dimensions to go with the little things. The Ben 10 Universe. These are tough games to find. The 2 is the more valuable one, but it's a shame I already had that one. And same with Jurassic Park. Not a bad little game. I picked these up for, I think, 50 cents each is what I ended up having to pay for these. From the video game store, because he had a bunch of junk come in, and he was like, well, I'll off these for 50 cents each, and I probably overpaid, but didn't have them, so there you go. I guess I just paid 50 cents for Jennifer Aniston. Also paid $1 for the broken PS1, but it came with the audio file, and I hoard these audio file ones, so even though it was broken, he offered it to me, so I took it. I couldn't say no. Speaking of things that he had that had just come in, $5 for a gun in the box for the PS2. Works with all these games. Ninja Assault I had never heard of. We had to look that one up. It's pretty dusty, so I do need to dust it off, and it does have a little condition issue, but you know, $5 for a boxed gun seemed just too cheap to pass up. Oh, these all also came in the, let's see, a lot of noise here. Can we get this to open up? Oh, ill-prepared for this video, as always, slob style. These really cool, man, I cannot get this to open up. These Pokeballs, where you can, sorry, terrible camera work. It's hard to do it one-handed, but you can see that you assemble them, and then they hold together, and then you roll them, and then they pop open and let the characters out. So a bunch of Pokemon characters and about a half dozen of those Pokeballs. So those were pretty cool. Paid $2 for this very unusual Super Nintendo controller. It takes a battery, and then you can program it with those buttons. Has the run button, which is very cool. So that was an interesting $2 purchase. Another interesting $2 purchase, the Ultra Racer 64. I think I have one of these, but I'm kind of on a kick of just buying anything 64. And it really was a day where you had the most unusual stuff. Here's an NES controller. And I kind of have a quick shot collection going on, so I've had a tendency to keep buying these things for $2. Auto fire, you know, it is the most uncomfortable thing. I can never imagine playing with that after having tested it out for a while. It's barely a box, but the Blast Corps is my favorite game on the 64, and so he hooked me up with that, even though it's a wreck condition. I also told him I was taking the sweet Sega Gear mail-away catalog for the really cool little thing that it is. And let's see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, speaking of car chargers, here's another car charger for the SP he threw in for me. He said, I don't want this. And then just a bunch of cases, but this one's kind of the funniest because if you just look at this, it looks like a really weird looking face that's angry, you know, with the eyes there and the nose and the mouth and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it is kind of a cool hardcover case. But then he just hooked me up with a whole bunch of these cases, and they're official. You know, there's some SPs. Here's a OG Game Boy. Oh man, these are all like interlocked in here. Another OG Game Boy. That's literally the same model, I think. Here's the Game Boy Color. Another Game Boy Color. Another Game Boy Color. And then a bunch of junk. So just a PSP holder. I mean, it's very heavy duty, so I just said I'll take it. There was that. And speaking of PSP stuff, this little PSP tin. Never seen it. but whatever, just can go on a shelf or it's dirty. I don't know, live its life somewhere in the pile. And then this one is kind of weird too. A DS case that's a Transformers case. I don't know, it was just so unique. I said, don't throw it out. I'll take it, I guess. And the final free hookup. And again, these are in such bad shape it hardly matters. But the e-reader cards. I don't know why I would ever play or need these, but I don't even know if the dots would work in this condition, but I always just throw them onto the pile. So there you go. That's what I got from the garage sale. That's what I need to sell. That's some of the junk I picked up that the game store got in. Hope you enjoyed the ride, YouTube. We'll be back with some more garage sailing next week.